As Eric Holmes sang in 2019, August is tomato Christmas. It's the happiest season of all. Quite right too. My tomatoes are ripening as we speak in the garden, but I left gardening videos behind 3 years ago. Today it's all model making on Monday Matters right here on Gary's Stuff. Hi, I'm Gary. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. If you've been here before, today indeed is Monday Matters. Now, as usual, I'll have a look at what's caught my eye in the news of the week. I'll be having a look at what I've been up to on my bench. And of course, I'll be talking about this week's kit of the week. Now, all these bits come as chapters, so you can hop backwards and forwards as your heart desires. If you like the video, and I hope you do, and you want to support the channel, the easiest way to do that, and for free, is to subscribe. If you also make sure you hit that bell, you'll be notified of all my future content as it is published. And of course, anything you like on the channel, please do give it the old imperial thumbs up there on the like button below, because every like counts. And if you would like to make a more concrete contribution, links to all my partner programs are in the information box below. Before we start, just a couple of things. First of all, tomorrow is the 6th of August, and it is the 3rd anniversary of my first aeroplane kit video being uploaded to YouTube. It was a look inside the box of the 1/48 scale de Havilland Chipmunk from Airfix, which I then went on to build, my first build for this channel. It does seem an awful long time, 3 years. The channel's changed quite a lot. Not least of which because I've had 600 videos in the intervening 3 years to practice what I'm doing. So hopefully it's getting a little bit smarter and a little bit sharper and a little bit better looking, even if I'm not. So tomorrow I'm going to have a little program put up, just a quick sort of review of the last 3 years, what's been going on, what's happened, what's changed and things like that. And just a bit of a fun look back, really. However, one of the things that has happened over the last 3 years is I've picked up some very generous partner companies, one of whom, Gallery, has offered 3 airbrushes as prizes, one for each year that I've been on YouTube, which I thought was very good of them. So in the program tomorrow, you'll be able to enter a competition to win one of these 3 airbrushes. They'll be shipped to you directly by Gallery. The winners will be chosen completely at random, but more details in the program tomorrow. Remember, if you are have subscribed to the channel and you've also hit the bell, then you will get notified of all my future content, including that video. So if you haven't subscribed, perhaps now's the time to. The other thing I was going to mention is that the raffle is still active. Remember, the prize is the Tamiya 1/72 scale de Havilland Mosquito, but the box is signed by former Mosquito pilot George Dunn, DFC and Légion d'Honneur. The raffle runs until the end of 18th of August. How to enter and things like that are in the information box below. Essentially, you go to the link in the information box, answer a question using your skill and judgment, and if you get it correct, which you probably will, then you can then buy some raffle tickets. They cost £1. There are multiple buy packages as well. Anyway, check it out in the information box below. It's a great prize to have. Okay, that's it for the moment. Why don't we have a look then at what's caught my eye this week in the news of the week. A new company with a new product is rumour, which has announced it will be making an all-new AV8B Harrier II Plus in 1/48 scale. The company name comes from the international abbreviation for the constellation Ursa Major, or Great Bear, hence the bear in the logo. Ursa Major is also known as the Big Dipper, Northern Dipper, or Plough, amongst other things. From the available CAD renders, the kit looks incredibly detailed, even to the point of having different tails for the live or training Maverick missiles. The only photo I've seen of an early test shot looks like it has deployed or retractable flaps as an option and a separate frame and transparency for the canopy. The team at UMA tell me there are plans to include the Harrier GR7/GR9 line later on. However, there's no word yet on availability of the original kit or the price. However, I will keep you posted. Czech company HpH says it is about to release two new kits, the F106 Delta Dart and the SR71 Blackbird, both in 1/32nd scale. The F106 would be 67 centimeters long, the SR71 just over a meter long. No images yet, but I'll share them when I see them. From ITALERI comes this new Spitfire Mark 9 complete set for modelling in 1/72nd scale. It's based on the 1998 Spitfire Mark 9, but includes new cartograph decals, glue, paintbrush, 3 Vallejo paints, a sprue cutter, tweezers and sanding block. 2 schemes are provided. There's also a set featuring the F22 Raptor. This time the donor kit comes from 2000, but again it comes with tools, Vallejo paints, paintbrush and glue. There is just the one scheme, again with new cartograph decals. More updates from DBMK on their 1/32nd scale Sea Fury project, here showing the use of a slide mould to put pilot holes in the exhaust stubs as an aid to drilling them out. They've also shown the tool design of the weapons, which will be common with their 1/32nd scale de Havilland Hornet. The release date looks like early 2025 now, but still with a target price of £80. If you've got the FX 1/48 scale Bulldog, you might be interested in this set of bracing wires from SBS, all cut to length and saving a lot of heartache, I'm sure. I will definitely be getting some of these. GECKO Models is continuing its theme of Vietnamese life with these SS50E motorbikes in 1/35th scale. The set has 2 bikes and 6 figures. Having been to Vietnam, I think this set is at least 70 or 80 bikes short for this kind of urban scene. GECKO's also releasing a 1/35th scale kit of the British FB 18001 Mark 1 4x4, what most of us would call a Land Rover Mark 1. It comes with a half-ton Bantam trailer, Vickers gun, Bren gun and plenty of photo etch. VARGAS Scale Models has some new big guns in 1/35th scale. First is the Christie 8-inch self-propelled gun from 1918. The other is the 1882 pattern Italian 149mm 23 caliber Ippopotamo siege gun. Both come in 3D printed resin parts. 2 new ships from EV Models in 1/700th scale. First is the RFA Mounts Bay, a British dock landing ship currently in service, and an American Leahy-class guided missile cruiser, the last of which left service in 1995. Finally, Life Miniatures has this 1/12th scale figure of the late Queen as Princess Elizabeth during her service in the Auxiliary Territorial Service in World War II. But hurry if you want one. At the time of recording, there were only 24 copies of this limited edition run remaining. On the bench this week, I published the box review of the Eduard Messerschmitt BF109F, the weekend edition, which seemed to be quite a popular kit. So that's obviously going to go quite high up the build list because a lot of people seem to want it. 109 is a very popular plane. Eduard's a popular manufacturer. The kit looks actually pretty good, so I have to say, occasional issue here and there, but generally speaking, it looked really nice. So I'll have a crack at making that very, very soon. I also published the build of the Hobby 2000 P38L Lightning in 1/48. Again, a few fit issues in that one, but generally speaking, a very nice kit to make. Really enjoyed doing it. The thing I did not enjoy was doing the metal coat. I don't think me and Vallejo are going to work very well on metal color in the future. I suspect I'm going to be going to a new metal coat system in the very near future and try it on something else. I just don't think it gives... I'm probably doing it wrong, let's be honest, but I don't think it gives you a shiny enough, a metallic enough coating, if you see what I mean. Anyway, we'll see how we go with something else. There was also, of course, live stream last Thursday, which was a lot of fun. Around just about 100 people at any given moment on the stream, which is fantastic fun. We had the conundrum from Nick, the live stream conundrum, where he sends me a kit. It's wrapped up and it's got a cryptic clue on the front. I don't know what it is until it's live stream time, and eventually someone guessed it correctly just before Nick was going to give an extra clue as well. So well done, Russell, for getting the answer correct. Russell Taylor over in the USA. Russ very generously donated his prize to Models for Heroes. And Nick just as generously said, well, in that case, I'll double up the size of the box and add a few more things in as well and send those off. So that's absolutely amazing. The kit, if you didn't watch the show, and it was the SPAD SA2 biplane fighter from World War One. The weird thing about it is that it's a forward-engined aircraft, and the head of the propeller is the gondola in which sits the air gunner, and it sort of hinges from the bottom to allow access to the propeller and the engine when presumably the air gunner's not in it, and then you sort of hinge it back up and hopefully lock it into place before you go off and take on the Hun. So there we go. That's what it is. The SPAD SA2 probably will have a crack at making that before long, but it's an A model kit, so it'd be quite a challenge getting it actually right. I think my biplane rig will have to come out to allow me to fit the upper wing to the lower wing with all the struts and all that. I think that's going to need a little bit of work. Anyway, we'll give it a crack. What else? My B-26 is progressing very nicely. I've been doing the invasion stripes, and I've been using the AK acrylic pens to do that for reasons which will become very apparent. And I've also put the decals on it, and I've started painting the crew figures as well. So a week or two and that should be actually finished. It is an absolute delight of a kit to make, I should point out. Of course, I've also worked on the Matchbox Chinook. Goodness, I have been busy, and the Chinook is finished. So the build video of that will be coming up in the next few days. It's all shot, just needs to be edited together. So sometime before the end of the week, they'll build video of the Matchbox Chinook. Kind of makes me think I should start the Airfix one fairly soon while I'm still Chinooked up, and be able to compare the two of them a bit more accurately. Anyway, completing all these kits means that there's a little bit of space in production land here at Gary's Stuff. And what I'm going to do is, of course, tell you what is this week's featured kit of the week. And it really couldn't be anything else than the new 1/24th scale Spitfire Mark 8 from Airfix. Could only be that because it arrived a couple of days ago, and I've shot the box review of it, and I really ought to start building it at some time, but it's going to be a long build, and it's going to be over at least three videos. So I will put it together, but it's going to take a while to do. I have been through the kit. There's a few interesting new things, obviously the new parts. There's a few things that are a little disappointing that they haven't changed, that were wrong in the first kit and they haven't altered, and that's kind of a little sad, seeing as I told them about these things. But hey, there we go. Generally speaking, though, it just looks like another epic kit. I adored building the Mark 9. I made it as the FR9. With the fighter reconnaissance version with the camera in the back end. Check out the videos if you haven't seen that yet. This one's going to be a plain build straight out of the box, no extras. I will be spraying the roundels and markings on because I think at that scale it really needs it. I don't think I'll be able to get the decals to sit in all the rivet holes and panel lines as well as I will be able to do if I just spray them. So I'll be doing that. Otherwise, it's pretty much what's in the box is what you're going to get. So do look out for that video. It's coming. There's a lot of things in there, and it really is quite an interesting kit. If you haven't built the first one, you may well want to build this one. So keep an eye out for that. The best way to know, of course, when everything's published is to make sure you've subscribed. It doesn't cost anything. And if you hit the bell, you get a little notification when any of my new material is published. And of course, anything you like on my channel, please do remember, give it the old imperial thumbs up there on the like button below, because every like does count. Thank you so very much for watching today. I hope to see you again here very soon. Take good care now, and goodbye.